Hey guys, Peach here. I just wanted to let everyone know my audio issues have been fixed since the recording of this episode. Unfortunately, my audio is still pretty spotty within the episode and will be better moving forward. Thanks and enjoy the apps. All right, welcome to RatYap, episode 2. My name is Peach, Brady, however you want to call it. Joined by Nick.
Hello.
We are here. How's it going? How was your week?
I was all right. You?
It's good. It was good. I swapped entirely from Windwalker Monk to Enhancement Shaman. The first of many, many potential class swaps for sure.
Yep.
As a lot of the guild will say, I kind of play a lot of everything. My mind flicks very, very rapidly. You've been playing your Evoker though. You haven't swapped at all, have you?
I started leveling Shaman, but I haven't really swapped or anything. I'm pretty stuck to Evoker
Okay.
right now.
It's fun, dude. You've been playing a lot of Prez too, right?
Yeah, Prez has been, I don't know, it's just fun. Like good
It's
damage,
so
easy
fun.
heal. It's honestly so easy to heal with too.
Yeah.
As long as
It's a
everybody doesn't
really
go too far away.
Yeah, yeah. Again, and I don't know if I mentioned it just to you again, random chatter, or if we talked about it last week, but I used to have a macro that went through when I was pugging on Mythic Plus for Prez. That was like, I'm your Prez healer. You need to stay in front of me, near me.
Yeah, yeah.
Please do not run away from me.
With an all melee group, it's
It's
easy,
perfect. Yeah.
easy. But the moment you have a mage or a hunter, shaman, they're just way behind you, and you're just like, well, I mean, you'll realize when you get hit, probably.
Especially in an uncoordinated group, 'cause they
It,
just no one plays with Prez.
no,
Everyone's playing with
no,
Og.
yeah. So yeah. No. Other than that, I've been this last week. What have I done? I mean, did a good chunk of the side quests,
Oh yeah, yeah.
bunch of the Ashkahet ones. The one of the final ones just got fixed. The stupid scarab one for it's just
Oh, yeah, you guys were talking about that last
is a
week.
daily rep that you can farm for one of your one of the 3 sub reps for the
Of
severed
the
threads, and
Yeah.
you just couldn't do the last quest to get the daily. They
What
fixed
was
that
wrong with it?
it. You get the scarab, and then the scarab you're supposed to go to the spot, and there's gonna be dirt piles. The
Yeah.
dirt piles just never spawned.
Sweet.
Yeah, so completely
Sweet.
unfinishable. It's fixed now though. It's as soon as it fixed, 10 seconds quest done.
It done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I'll have to find it. I'll find it while you're chatting here. But I had a buff while I was in. I think it was pre-patch, and it looked, dude. It was so funny. We'll get it put up on the screen here, but the buff looked like I was not supposed to have it. Oh yeah. I'll send it to you so you can see it. But um, it's so funny. It says DNT. I'll put it in our chatter here. DNT player can see Ozgazer's gems aura. Oh, this was during the pre-release. Yeah, I looted something and I was supposed to be able to. I don't know. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Am I him?
Am I him? Am I
uh,
him?
yeah, other than that, I mean, farming heroics. I have 2 pieces, and then I'm kind of max gear for right now.
Yeah.
Um, I got that. I just camped that rare spawn for ever. The
Oh, for that mount.
yeah, the T'Challa one.
T'Challa.
Got that, and then I've just been farming chitin. Up in the Isle of Dorn, so I'm double dipping on 2 mounts for the
Were
crackling
you
shards.
were you in disc when we were talking about the proper pronunciation of chitin?
No,
Do you know it's not actually chitin?
no,
It's chitin
is it?
apparently.
Oh,
It's apparent. No way. I'm not. It's
I don't know,
chitin.
man. It's
I'm not calling it
CH.
chitin. Yeah. There's no way.
Hey, I might
There's
be
no way I'm
fucking
calling it
wrong, but I
chitin.
don't care.
I might be wrong, but I'm also right.
But yeah,
uh,
farming that takes forever because it's not
that's a big farm.
it's not a 1-to-1 drop.
No.
It's it's brutal.
Although I saw someone in a Discord I'm in, they did it in 6 hours. So with a big enough farming group, I bet you could do it quick.
Yeah, it seems like I don't know. The place at this one group, I just joined a random group, and they were farming it over by Cinderbrood Meadery, it's awesome for like the elite spawn time on the one because
Hmm.
it's up every like minute, but
Yeah.
it just seemed like kind of slow. I don't know, maybe
Oh, okay, okay.
maybe like I don't know, like everything respawns quick enough, but it just like there's doesn't seem like it feels like you could group up a much larger group of mobs elsewhere. But
Yeah.
I don't know with like respawn timers, like maybe this is the fastest, so
Were you in a raid group or
no, it was just a dungeon group.
just a dungeon group?
I don't can you do it in a raid?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
'Cause
I
yeah,
haven't delved into these farms yet.
and then yeah, doing the crackling shards, 'cause then that every mob has normal mobs have like a extremely rare chance to drop, and then elites have like just a rare chance. I have
Mm.
5
Mm.
of 10. So, I mean, on this
Oh
chance,
shit.
yeah, I got really lucky. Like within like 2 minutes, I got 2.
Oh wow.
And even like everybody in the group was like, "Wow, holy shit."
Nice. That's
So,
sick.
I might have that done before I'm even cuz you have to do the chitin or chitin, and then there's one more, it's like Nerubian bones, and then
I did see that. Yeah.
you can do those two in the Isle of Dorn, and you can double
Hmm.
dip. The third one you have to go to the palace and farm.
Oh okay.
So you can't like you have to farm like some sort of like what is it? Is like a royal Nerubian or something for the blood.
Oh. Do you have so you can get all three of them at once, or do you have to do it in like
No, you
sequential
have to do
order?
it sequential.
Oof, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
That's rough.
yeah,
So you got to
yeah,
get shit and then the other thing, then the last one.
yeah,
Oof.
yeah. And then it starts at 1500, then it's 1000, then it's 500.
I guess it's a
Does
little
go
easier.
down. Thank God it's not
Does go down,
1500 of
yeah.
all of them, but yeah,
Oh my god, that'd be brutal.
yeah. It's a
Worth it though.
farm.
It's a nice mount.
It's a sick mount. So
It is. You know what I heard actually? I heard Final Fantasy players have been coming to WoW specifically to collect that mount.
why?
I don't know. I read that on Twitter somewhere.
That's so
Yeah,
weird. Because
weird, right?
it
Like
doesn't
just
like it offers nothing.
it offers something just cool.
And like if you're level 80, you can just join a group and farm it. Like it's not like a hard thing by any means. It's just tedious.
Yeah, yeah. It's just annoying.
And it's one of those things, it'll be there forever.
Yeah,
Like it's just
yeah. You can go back and farm it at any point,
in 10 years you
and it
could go
is.
back and farm
Yeah, dude. 10 years? Are we still playing WoW in 10 years? What do you
it. I don't know.
think? I mean, me and Cole said to each other, at level 100 we're done, and then they went to 120, and
And
we're
then
still
but
here.
then they dropped it back down. So
They
technically
dropped it down, so technically we're not there yet.
technically, you know, we got
Yeah, we have a bit of time.
two, three more expansions.
And then they do another squish.
Yeah.
Um,
They keep
no,
pulling
yeah,
me back in.
they keep pulling me back. Um, yeah, no, nothing's. But otherwise, nothing's been happening. So I mean, the grinds, these farms, is kind of all that
It's
we
pretty
have
much
to do.
what it is. I mean,
I mean,
profession
farming
points.
professions. I've been doing a lot of. This is the most profession work I've ever done, but I've enjoyed it. We were talking with a buddy in Discord, you and I, the other night. I really prefer this early access thing personally. I understand the implications that it's creating with and why people don't like it. Um, but I felt like I'm able to just relax, enjoy the story, do
Yeah,
my farming, do
yeah.
my mats, right? And like we're going on vacation on Friday. I'm gonna miss the first night of raid for our guild, but fuck it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's so much time. I just don't feel pressured to like be super prepared. You know what I mean?
No, that's what I mean. Like at this point, like I'm in my gear set, or like for my item level, I could feel like I realize Mythic Plus isn't coming out for a bit, but like I feel like I could hop into like a 3 no
Yeah.
problem right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
So I'm like
Absolutely.
I'm not pressured at all that like when Mythic comes out I'll do the Mythic circle kind of thing and
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
them all, but I
Well,
don't.
how do you feel about Mythic Zero being on a daily lockout? Do you think you're gonna feel like you have to do it every day?
No, I just think it's nicer. It's there's a lot less like especially with Mythic Plus not coming out right away. i- It being on a daily lockout as opposed to a weekly, it doesn't it's not as stale. It's like, "Oh, I can do
Yeah.
Mythic now if I want to." Like cuz
So, but do you feel like because we're gonna have a week of Mythic Zero before Mythic Plus comes out, that Mythic Zero, I think is going to be alongside normal and heroic raid. So we'll have Mythic
Yeah,
Zero,
yeah,
normal and heroic.
yeah.
What like do you think? Because we're not going to go right into heroic right away. There's no
No.
way. So I mean, I'm wondering if it's going to feel like, oh fuck, okay, I have to do another Mythic Zero World Tour. Um,
No, I just feel like it'll be one of those things where it's like, you got an hour before raid, you could probably do like two. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
people are just kind of waiting to get in, kind of thing, like waiting for people to
yeah.
join. It's like you do one or two before everybody gets there, kind of thing. If you get a piece, you get a piece.
I I've heard a couple takes I really agree with. Mythic Zero probably could have come out this past Tuesday,
Yeah, yeah,
or tomorrow because
yeah.
we're recording on Monday. It could have come out
I
tomorrow on
feel
the
like they
third.
they could have done it tomorrow,
Yeah,
100%.
and it would have been fine because another week of. I mean, what are we getting tomorrow? We're getting the Earthern. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, which
Those are going to be unlockable.
I just did the little quest chain.
If you did all the quests on Isle of Dorn and up like as much of the campaign as is out right now,
Yeah,
then you're up to par.
yeah,
Tomorrow, the last quest will come out.
yeah. That's what I mean. Because like
So
I thought it was weird that like they release because it's a side quest for it. It's not like a main quest or anything.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
side quest, and it's just like all of a sudden you feel like the quest should continue, and it's just like the NPC's got nothing.
yeah, yeah.
It's like,
And then it
awesome.
goes right to the campaign.
I feel like that's something they could have released last week, like
Yep,
on release kind of thing.
absolutely.
Uh,
Mythic Zero, yeah, get back to that. Mythic Zero probably could have come out tomorrow, and it would have felt fine
It would have
because
been,
there's nothing.
yeah,
What are we looking forward to this week, other than Earthern
farming, getting your tunes up,
farming,
alts.
more heroics? Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty much all there is. I mean,
yeah,
I started doing battlegrounds just
yep.
to get honor. Like I don't plan on playing like Prez PvP,
Dude, you should. That shit's fucking so fun.
but like
That's
I want the Mog.
yeah, yeah. That's some of the most fun I had last season, or I guess that was season 3. Me and Aston, a guy in our guild, we stayed up till. I think that was like one of the first times in the last year that I stayed up till 5 a.m.
Yeah, yeah,
We were just constant Q&2s. It was so fun.
yeah.
It's a great time.
So
Um, yeah. So I mean, what else has been happening? We had the auction house was shit in the bed for a
yeah,
little bit there. There was I didn't really notice. We have a couple of guildies that like to play the auction house, play the market. And they were saying how it's. I did notice a couple times you go to buy something. I don't know if you saw where you would like you buy it and it would say this item is no longer available,
mhm,
and it's like you had to buy it again. Like I don't care. I remember someone in the guild was saying, I don't care if it's more expensive. Like okay, I clicked buy a minute too late.
yeah,
And now I have to buy the more expensive shit. I don't care. Don't make me do the whole process again. Just do it.
yeah, just up it.
um, Yeah, but they fixed it. I don't really understand the fix. All I saw was what's the headline? Auction house performance significantly improved. Temporary throttles removed. I don't know what that means.
I
I'm not gonna pretend to know what it means.
Yeah, I don't. So they had throttles put in on it.
I guess.
So essentially, they just made the
Comment.
pipe bigger, allowed more flow.
Yeah, I guess so. Comment here. I don't know who Tom Ellis is, but there is. Oh, it's a quote from a tweet. Got some holiday weekend engineering done by some heroes. Auction house performance should be significantly improved for now. CPU is still looking so much better, down from 150 to 200% CPU on each auction house service to 4 to 50%. So is that good?
I guess so.
I guess.
More
Like
efficient.
couldn't tell you. That's
Mm.
we're gonna call that last little segment there. We don't fucking know.
I'm gonna take that as push button work now.
Yeah, button
Yeah,
works now. Good to go.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Oh, we can talk about the trading post.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
You were mentioning some things about that.
I'm not a fan.
No,
I'm not a fan.
pop off.
Monthly reward or traveler's log reward. Totally
Mm-hmm.
fine. Whatever. They could give me a fucking stick with a bit of shit on the end of it. I mean, hey, I'm not really
Take the
trying
bait.
for it. To be honest, you don't even have to try to play and like you get the max traveler log. Like it's
Yeah,
whatever. Cool, it's a mount, awesome. Add one more to the thing. And like the pirate thing, like it does look like the monthly one that
the
looks
basilisk
cool.
thing.
Yeah, with the gold and stuff on it. Fine. Whatever. You've now centered your entire fucking traveler's log around pirates.
But
On top,
is the traveler's logs or like
or
is
your trading post, sorry, not Travel's Log.
the trading post, is it supposed to have a theme? Like, is it supposed to relate?
It, I, it's
I
it's hard to say because like when they released Plunder, they had a theme, and
Yep.
like sometimes like I understand like they're using the trading post to like they'll come back out with like a high def version of like something from like classic or like something unattainable. My
Yep.
favorite, giving us free TCG mounts. I love to
Love
see
that.
people cry about it.
Absolutely. Ooh, actually, that reminds me. I have to claim my. Did you get the Ghastly Charger?
The Ghastly Charger.
There's a Twitch drop right now to
Oh
watch for
no,
2 hours,
I'll
and you
have
get
to
another TCG mount.
I'll have to do that when we're done
Yeah.
this. But my thing is like we had like 3 months of Plunderstorm,
Yep.
and you came out with all pirate-based Mog.
Yep.
We had 3 months of Remix, which was literally ended just before this expansion came out, and
Yep.
you came out with two Basilisk ones. One, you're asking me to pay 700 my fucking
Tendies.
my tendies out for it, which is
Yeah.
like you could have come out like that could have just been a remix thing where you're like, hey,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
like or like it could have been last month's trade. Like what was last month's trading post even?
Uh,
I
I
can't
don't
even
even know.
remember. Oh, it was the Corcoran, the wolf and the Nightsaber, the armored ones.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, and
That's
it's
right.
like, I mean, okay, you didn't have anything, so you came out with that. This could have just been an additional, or that like the free one could have been this one, because like the free
Yep.
reward um, last month I think was just a weapon.
Yeah.
It
Yep.
wasn't anything to jump home about.
No.
I don't
No.
know. I don't mind the weapons and stuff that they like came out with like high def models for. Those are
Yeah.
fine. Those are whatever. I don't buy most of them unless they.
I honestly only buy mounts. I think
Y-
that's the main
y-
one thing about. Unless I see a weapon I think is like fucking super cool.
yeah, I think the last one I like the last weapon I bought was the gun you get, the summertime water
Oh, the water
blaster.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only one I think that was the last one I bought, and that was June or
That was pretty
July.
cool.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the. I mean, it'll be done by the end of the month, and hopefully, I just feel like they could have done something related to the War Within. Like they could have come like with the Dragonflight. They had like ones come out for the Netherwing dragon that they came out with, like the updated model,
Oh yeah.
and there
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
customization around that in the trading post. You
Right.
have the what is it? The
The
Delver's dirigible
Algarian. Oh yeah.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could have come up with something customizable for that.
Very true.
Fuck it, you
Yeah.
could even made a pirate themed version of that.
I
It would
didn't
have been better.
realize. I didn't realize that was like the customization you unlock. It's the same as like
As
the
the yep,
recustomizing your dragon. I didn't realize that until I got it.
yeah.
I thought it was like I really don't know what I thought it was like. I just didn't know you could do that.
Have you checked any of it out yet?
I looked at it. They don't look like the customizations aren't. I'm not like
It's the
woo about it.
yeah, the void one kind of looks cool, but I know it's
Yeah,
just
that
gonna
one
be
looks
like
alright.
it's gonna be a rare raid drop or something.
Yeah,
So it's
I don't
like
know. I'm sure as the expansion goes on, there'll
they
be
could do
more.
they could do some sick shit with it.
But like the customization, it's the same mount. Like I expected it to like change
I thought the
the
hull,
core.
yeah, the
Yeah,
hull of the ship, but like to be fair, if they could implement that, like
yeah.
it would be cool to do like cuz it's a two-person mount, like you can have a ride along on
Oh,
it.
is it?
Yeah, and they turn into
Oh, I
like a
didn't know
little
that.
blimp.
Oh, okay.
Similar to like the previous dragon
Like the
riding
dragon
mounts.
riding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I feel like they could do like a whole I guess like the full body transformation, like how this one can be like normal or void. I feel like you
Yeah.
could like that's how you could change the hull. Like you could do like you have so many rockets in the game that like you could be like,
Yeah.
hey, your Delver's dirigible is now based off of like the X-53 rocket, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
here's some other customizations you can do along with
I
that.
thought the dirigible was like what's that mount you were saying? I can't believe you got it on the first one. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
The
Yeah.
what's it called?
One of
The
the new
tumbler?
mechs.
One of the
Y-
new mechs from the Ringing Deeps. I thought that's what the dirigible was.
Yeah, no, no. I was a fan how they kind of like wheel it out to you and they're like, "Hey, check this out."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah.
Do you see that gold sync mount? This
Which
sees
one?
it's one of those mechs. People are not a
Oh,
big
okay.
fan of it because previous gold syncs are like one of ones,
Right.
where it's like the one from BFA, like the
The
Bronchiosaurus.
yeah.
That's the only one like that.
Mm-hmm.
In what was it, Legion? You had the spider,
Yep.
and I don't
What
know what
was
Shadowlands.
Dragonflights?
I don't know what Dragonflights was actually. But like it's always like a one of one mount. Like
Yeah.
that's the
Oh,
only
like
one.
you're saying like a unique model.
Yeah, yeah, where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there is no other Bronchiosaurus. Like, okay, we have different spiders now, but like there's only one that looks like that where you're like, that's the gold
Yeah.
sync mount, right?
Right.
This one is the exact same mech you have, but it's black and gold.
The one that I looted?
hmm It's
Really?
just black and gold, and it's 3 mil.
Is it sick as fuck though?
It is literally take the bronze palette that yours has, that like bronzy, turn it like
Right.
up all black, and then it's kind of like goldish and silvery trim all around. I mean, the mount looks cool and all that. I wouldn't pay 3 million when you could easily get multiple variants of it for free.
Yeah.
I mean, Keystone
Yeah.
Master is the same.
Oh, is it? I haven't looked at the Keystone Master
Yeah,
mount
it's
actually.
it's it's what was it? The diamond. You remember Magni? All
Yeah.
diamond. It's that texture palette on that mech, and instead of a hammer on the right side, it's like a blaster arm. It's cool. I like it.
Oh, the diamond. Okay, that's cool. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, that's it. That one's cool. I don't know. The gold sync. I mean, to be fair, I don't really have any gold sync mounts. I'm not one to sit there and farm gold to get a gold sync mount, but I don't know. People
Dude,
who
I'm
do buy them.
looking I'm looking at a Reddit thread for the mount, and the first comment is like, maybe I'm just smoking crack cocaine. But I've not been a fan of mount designs since they started leaning super hard into here's the same mount 4 times with a different color. True though.
Well, that Dragonflight.
Dude, I hated every KSM Dragonflight mount was awful, except for the Infinite one. I like that one. The
The
color
Infinite
scheme was
one,
really cool.
I'll put them into a rank of Infinite, the Infernal, and then the
Yeah,
other.
that one was cool.
Fuck the
The
other
other two
two.
were garbage,
Fuck the
dude.
other two. But even then,
How
even
come how come those two look like enhanced aspects, whereas the
yeah,
other two look like drakes?
yeah,
And
actually,
also, how do we not have
a dragon flying
how
mount,
how did we not get a dragon riding mount
a whole
in
expansion.
the whole that was the bit of Dragonflight.
I'm not asking for a new mount. Just give me a full transform version of one of the other ones, similar
Or you
to
know
what
what?
Gladiator
You know what
was.
I'll take right now, Blizz? If anyone from Blizz is watching this, doubt it. But if someone from Blizz is seeing this, make it fly. I don't care. It'll
Make
look
it
stupid
fly.
as fuck. Make it
Hey,
fly.
we got flying tigers.
We got flying horses.
We got flying bunnies.
Make it make
What?
it fly.
What's a flying Kodo?
Yeah, fuck it.
First to first, one on one.
Uh,
Let
yeah,
me
that's a sick
choose.
mount though. Actually, though, have speaking of these reward mounts, have you seen the Glad mount for War Within?
No. Oh, is it the
You
Sky Hunter?
yeah, it's the
The one that you
you know
get
what
from the
the
glyphs?
no, you know the Demon Hunter mount, the class mount.
Yes.
It's a reskin.
Really?
Yep, pretty much.
Really?
I'll try and find it.
I'll have
Within
to
Glad mount.
we'll have to put that one up on the big screen there, 'cause that, yeah, holy. That's all it
It's
is?
yeah, it's not great.
You had all these new models come out and that's what you did? Where they nail some, they let down others.
Yeah, it's I mean like it's cool. It's got some unique armor on it. It's the color scheme is unique.
But that's the Glad one. That's not like the monthly, or that's not like
No,
the seasonal
that's
reward.
like no, that's like you saw the Glad mount that me and Aston were trying to push for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
the
that's the
same reward level.
for the seasonal reward.
No,
Like the
that
vicious saddle.
this
'Cause
not that.
okay, okay, 'cause that one's
Yeah,
the swarm hunter.
that one. Yeah,
The
I don't know what it is, but
the
yeah, it's
same as
probably
like the glyph hunting one.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
just with
no,
armor.
that's yeah, it's bad.
Huh. Huh.
Not a fan.
That's kind of. I
Definitely
mean, like the Legion one, like the class mount isn't like it's not a bad looking mount. It's just
no. It's
why.
cool.
But what's the resemblance of like?
How do we get this in
y-
War Within?
Yeah,
Yeah,
give me like a
like
giant spider to ride on or something. You know what I
where do
mean?
you see those in War Within? You don't.
Yeah, give me something like Void or something like
Or it should have been that mount they were just talking about earlier that you're grinding for the chitin.
that.
That
Yeah,
it should have been a reskin of that.
yeah, yeah.
Give it some like
Actually,
Horde and Alliance armor. That
give
would
it
have been
some
sick.
badass armor,
Yeah.
or like even the no, I guess, but they have like a whole the Arathi
The
Hollowfall.
Lynxes,
Yeah, the Lynxes. They could have done
those
some.
could
You
have
know
been
what I
cool
mean?
too. Yeah.
Because we're out of Dragonflight. It doesn't need to fly all the time now.
No.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
fuck
All right.
them.
Yeah.
KSM gets a flying mount, and Glad doesn't this season.
Yeah. Just switch it from last expansion.
So yeah, yeah. Other than that, I'll probably keep playing Devastation and Preservation.
Is that what you try to play? You're playing for raid?
Yeah, Devastation was easy enough to play where like it's you figure it out. Like damage was
Yeah.
easy to do. I wanted to like learn Preservation to make sure I knew it like in a group setting, so that like
Mm-hmm.
if we're ever down on a healer, I can just be like, all right, well whatever. It's easier to find a DPS than it is a healer kind of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So easy to swap there. I'll definitely be staying Evoker for a long time. They just got buffed. Um,
Yeah.
it was just a straight up flat buff on a bunch of different
Yeah.
stuff. So for Devastation, which is nice because like
Devastation.
they,
All your damage and abilities increased by 6%.
yeah, it's just straight here.
And Firestorm damage increased by 20%. That's kind of big, dude.
That's
I
huge.
played a lot of Evoker in Dragonflight, and Firestorm was just never used. It was really bad.
Yeah, and like well with the scale commander now, like because Firestorm, yeah, Firestorm is the one that is the stun.
It's
Um,
it's the AOE, like
which
it,
one?
it drops like white hot cinders in a circular area for a few seconds.
Yeah, and I don't know. Currently, still, it doesn't get used. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird to use in the rotation. But like, I don't know. Flat number, you just get more damage, easy enough. But like, cause like, I guess, I mean, to be fair, Evoker is significantly less played right now. I saw like a whole stat chain on like
Oh yeah, I
the
did see
thing I
that.
sent you, where it's like, hey, this is who's playing what race, and like Jack
We'll
through
pull
a
that up.
vote. put that
Alex will put it right here.
put that one over there.
Yeah,
um,
he'll do it.
but it's like Jack through Evoker, like almost bottom of the totem pole kind of thing.
Yeah.
Followed, but I think just above them is Volpira.
Did you see the animations for evokers, or I guess Drakthir, to get their new classes?
No.
Because they're branching them out to opening them up to other classes
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
They confirmed it. It'll be this expansion, but you can it's on Wowhead somewhere, but you can see them like swinging a sword, holding a shield and sword and whatever.
It'd be cool to if around that same time we got like an option to um put like a full set of armor on them.
Yeah, I don't. I would not
I,
hold
I'm
your
not
breath on
I'm
that
not holding my
happening.
breath on it, but put your
Yeah.
armor on it. The other thing, and I was talking to a buddy of ours last night about it, about Dragthers in general. Like the whole thing around Dragonflight was like the dragon, like the Dragthyr can turn into like what they want the mortal eye to perceive. Correct?
Yeah.
It'd
Yeah.
be cool to instead of going from dragon to like some sort of like high elf looking thing to be able to choose like
That would be
orc
cool.
or whatever,
Yep.
right? Because like, and you wouldn't have to do anything. Like, it would at most you
There's
could
already
just
potions to turn into other races. Just make
exactly.
it a spell.
And overall, like you could just turn some like scaling, like a makeup version for the eyes, and just
Yeah.
limit the
Change
Drakthir
the
to the
eyes to look like a dragon's eyes.
yeah, but and then like
Yeah.
to give them more of like a scaly skin, you could almost just do it like a tattoo makeup option, and
Oh
like
well, I
just
mean
limit them.
the tech is there as it stands now. Like the
Yeah,
human form, you could do no scales at all if you wanted to.
that's what I mean. So like it'd be cool to see like the Dracthyr be like to differentiate them a bit from like Horde and Alliance that they're able
I
to
wonder.
choose.
I wonder why that wasn't in the base game. Do you think it's like because it can't? It's you can't say it's a balancing issue because
It
you're
has
not
nothing to do.
using that race's racials.
You have your own racials as a Dracthyr.
It's purely cosmetic. Is it just like
I
I
don't know.
wonder if it's just too much effort at the moment?
I don't know, cause like story wise, like that's what it's always been as like anytime like a dragon like flew in and then became like a goblin.
Well,
And
there's tons of stories in Dragonflight of different dragons picking their visage. Like,
yeah, yeah.
there's a story of the one. I think it's one of the maybe not the consort, but there's like a red dragon in the first zone
Mhm.
who's Valpyrian, I
Yep.
think, and there's a story about how why she picked that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean,
That's what I mean. And like, okay, give us a little quest and we'll do it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I
just how like
wonder.
they did with the Draenei to get them like to get the red unlock for them. Like that
I
was
could see
really
that being
cool.
the case and how they do it
Because like
because
I didn't mind that doing that little quest line for like the Draenei.
yeah,
You can look. It looks
actually,
sick.
because you got to think too, Dragonflight story wise is like the evokers have only been out of stasis for in game less than a year. What's the
Yeah,
time? I don't know what the time gap is between Dragonflight and the War Within, but
I'm gonna
like
guess
yeah,
no more than 5 years. 5
yeah.
would be
So like
max.
maybe that's what they'll say story wise is like as they are awake longer and exploring longer,
And
that's how they
exposed to the other races, they're kind of picking
yeah.
their visage.
I can see that because I mean,
So
yeah, think about it. When they first opened or first came out and awoke, the only person they had was Rathian and Ebonhorn
yeah, yeah.
explaining their visages. So yeah, I could see that. That'd be cool. I'd like that.
So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. Throw it on the forum, see what what he says with the
Oh
forum.
yeah, I'm a big forum guy. Totally.
So
It's definitely not a cesspool to type in on the forums.
and we've had some good ideas on the forum and like dude, I remember when we talked about way before it came out. We talked about time walking raids. We put it on the forum and it got shit on. What came into the game like 4
Time
years
walking
later?
raids. Time
Time
walking
walking
raids.
raids. It was like,
Yeah.
wow, look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll probably say Evoker as kind of main. We'll see from there whether I pick
I've
up
been
one of the
high
other
key enjoying
six.
Enhancement Shaman.
I don't know if
I'm
I'll
really
do.
enjoying the.
I'll probably stick with Elemental. I don't know. I just like throwing
Yeah.
chain
Elemental's good.
lightning, chain lightning and
Yeah.
lava balls at people.
I used to use chain lightning in enhancement. It's my AOE.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
one of my AOEs,
one of them.
kind of. But
Well, Elemental like there's a lot more totems than
yeah, I don't use any totems.
before.
I don't think I place. The only totem I use is that new stone bulwark, like the self shield.
Yep, yep. Well, yeah,
But
there's a magma totem now that like just
oh
spews
yeah,
damage out
it's
and like
sick. Elemental's really fun. I
it.
like Elemental too.
The only thing I noticed with it is it pulls aggro hard.
Oh, does it?
Like the burst it does, like initial, is a little
Just
bit
so yeah.
too crazy. Like you have to like
But like,
really give it a sec to cook.
you know what? To kind of go back to us saying earlier that Mythic Zero could have come out tomorrow. I I have a general feel of how enhancement's going to feel in a real scenario, but you don't know.
Yeah, it's
These heroics they're not the same. Everything dies in 10 15 seconds anyway. We had a guy in our guild. He's playing warrior. He was tanking for us in some heroics.
yeah,
Um, he's kind of new to prot warrior, and he was saying like, "Oh, I feel like I'm doing bad or whatever." And I was like, "Man, like don't worry about it. Like everything's dying so fast. Like he was saying he
yeah,
doesn't know when to use his defensives. I'm like, you're not going to need to because we're killing everything in 30 seconds.
yeah. And like even like as heals, like unless like your tank and DPS pull like a whole quarter of the dungeon, I feel like I'm not really like
You don't need to
stressing
heal.
to blow
Yeah.
like everything.
Yeah.
Like the only time like I have to like blow something is like when we pull a couple packs of mobs and the boss, but then
Yeah.
the pack of mob dies within, you know, 10
15, 20
seconds,
seconds.
and
Yeah.
then it's just it's regular from there on out. It's just a normal boss fight of just
And we're
yeah.
going to get to Mythic Zeros and we're going to start seeing mechanics we're just not used to seeing because it dies so fast in
Yeah,
heroic.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's going to be,
that was like at the very start of doing normals and stuff,
yeah.
where it was like we got into heroic and we're like, oh, that one's a little new, and now it's the same
Yeah.
thing where it's
Oh,
just
what's that
like
mechanic?
oh, it happened once and then they died. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it didn't go beyond that. So I'll
It's
be
hard to kind of see what it's going to look like in a
it's
real
it's
scenario.
gonna be a really big wake up call come Mythic Plus, I think,
Oh yeah, I
where
think
it's
so.
like,
Because if you think about it, tanks just before this expansion went live got huge nerfs. You
mm-hmm,
saw all that. I I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, this feels fine," because every tank feels like Dragonflight tank still,
Yeah,
because everything is dying so
so,
fast. That's
just yeah.
not going to be the case.
There have been no real tank busters yet where you're just like,
No,
oh, can't do that. That's too
no.
much, kind of thing. So,
Actually, speaking of dungeons, let me pull up the pool. Do you know what the pool's looking like for season one? Have you looked at it at all?
no,
Let me
not
pull
really.
something up.
Like, um, I'm gonna guess the
All
top
right, I'll
three.
tell. Hold on, hold on. You have. Okay, see if you can guess some of the old dungeons coming back. Do you know any of the ones coming back?
The one from BFA hate.
You got one from BFA,
One
one from
from
Cataclysm,
one from Kata.
and two from Shadowlands. The
The
one from Cataclysm is brand new. We've never seen it in Mythic Plus before.
what is it? I don't even know what it is. I didn't even know it was a Kata
Grim
dungeon.
Batol.
Huh?
That you know which one that is with the dragons. You mount on the dragons at
Yeah,
the beginning. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm curious if that'll be a Mythic Plus.
Or if they're just gonna skip it, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
And
interesting.
then
That one's
we're getting.
Tiras Falls
Sorry, go ahead.
Glade. Is that
No, we're getting
Tyr?
Siege of Borealis.
You see, that's the one I hate from BFA.
That's I can't. Not looking forward to that at
Hate that
all.
one. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Isn't it Tyrna Scythe or something?
Tyrannus Scythe and
That one.
Necrotic Wake.
Necrotic Wake. We love that one, hey?
I hate that one, and I'll give you a quick story about that
Too
one.
much time spent on that one.
Two instances where I spent over an hour and 20 minutes in a key.
You could have just
Two
left. You could.
two separate instances. The first time was because it was day 1 and we wanted to get our 20 done for the week. It was day 1 of the new season.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. I think we ended that key with like 130 deaths.
Which is wild.
It was awful. And then the next time I was in there for about an hour was because wow, oh man, I'm getting angry just thinking about it. I was in a full group of pugs, and the rest of the guild was waiting for me because we were about to do another key after. But the pug, you know, the third boss where you have to like hit the boss with the hook to
Yep.
drag him down.
Yep.
It would never. It The mechanic avoided me like the plague. It just avoided me entirely, and no one else in the group knew how to do it. I was so fucking mad. I shit you not, dude. I stopped playing and typed out in explicit detail what they need to do. I put markers down and everything, and these pugs could not figure it out. I was like, I'm gonna
I'm
fucking
done.
lose it, dude. I'm so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not looking forward to that one coming back either.
I think the Tyrna Scythe will that one will be fine.
I like Tyrna Scythe.
The
They did make
maze
some
will.
changes. They made some changes that are a little weird. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the dungeon, but after the second boss, so after the maze,
Yeah, yeah.
so after that
You jump
boss,
down.
you jump down, and those packs on the way to the last boss,
Yeah.
they added. I haven't looked, so I might just be talking about old changes, but what I last had heard is they added some mobs with an unkickable, huge group wide AoE that's like super punishing, and you can't kick it. I might be lying when I say you can't stun it. I'm not too sure, but like it just looks awful.
You just
It's
have
like,
to defensive pop
you just
there.
have to deal with it. Yeah,
Huh.
it's a fucking healer mechanic, so
Huh. That'll be
that's not
interesting.
looking great.
I don't know. I feel like the Shadowlands dungeons themselves were fine. Like as
Yeah.
a whole, I feel like they'll be fine for keys like coming up. The only thing with like Necrotic Wake is, well, the one clip I've seen so far of like people running it in, it was beta, was augmentation in that dungeon, getting
What
sent
about
off
it?
to the side. On the
Oh
last
yeah,
boss,
on the last
they
boss.
were having a tough time,
Now,
sometimes not even being able to kill the mob.
was that before? Because recently had more damage put into itself. You know what I mean? Where like
Yeah,
it's doing more damage itself versus from buffing. So I wonder if that was before that or after. I'm not too sure,
I'm
but
hoping it was before, because
yeah.
as fun as it is to have an AUG in your group, it pretty much put them on like a no-fly zone for picking
Have
up
you
in that
played?
dungeon.
I guess you wouldn't get a feel for Og in heroic.
No.
I'm super curious to see how you'll feel about Og in an actual scenario.
Yeah.
See if you'll enjoy it. It's I really enjoyed it. you weren't really playing at the time, but I just caught a bug, by the way. There's like a fruit fly. um, I really enjoyed it when it first came out. I mean, I, admittedly, because it was super OP, but it was
Yeah.
also just so fun. It was like
I
I
feel
really enjoyed the play style of the mini game of buffing and
from
keeping your buffs up.
from what I've seen, like even like leading up to this, they're still gonna be pretty OP. I feel
Yeah,
like it's just so hard to counteract that now since you've put it in the game.
I think it's just the defensive though. I don't think it's statistically a damage loss to bring an Og.
Yeah, but it's
The
just
only thing it
the
does is it keeps
defensiveness
you
of
alive.
keeping your other
Yeah.
DPS alive, unlike
I
parts where like groups of three or like groups of three regular DPS might struggle significantly.
I'm not going to pretend to fully comprehend this, but I from what I understand is that the main reason Og is so busted is that it's buffing your tank and healer. A lot of people have said that if it didn't buff your tank and healer and only buffed the DPS and yourself, it
Yeah.
would be balanced a lot more. I'm not sure, but like I don't
Yeah,
know.
if
I've heard for Mythic Plus with a Brewmaster, you kind of have to have an Og because the Og counterbalances the only weakness of Brewmaster.
mm,
Like the armor is just so
yeah,
good. Like
yeah, yeah,
I don't
so
know.
I don't know. I hope to see kind of the midpoint of this expansion maybe them releasing some I'm not
Some
going to
more
say
supports.
I'm not going to say like a brand new class, but like some updated subclasses of like things that we already
There's
have, like or
it's such a
like shaman
slippery slope
tank,
though.
right? Like something cool like shaman tank or like fuck it, a warrior support or like
But
a
like
hunter support.
I'm so on board as like someone who is not at all involved in making this game or doing anything in that
Yeah,
regard.
yeah,
But like it's such a slippery slope. Imagine like okay, let's you're saying without creating an entirely new spec or a new class, they
yeah,
put in shaman tank, let's say.
yeah.
To do that, you're getting rid of one of the DPS. So like one DPS spec is now gone.
I feel like you
You're
wouldn't have to though. Druid
I
has
mean,
4.
yeah, okay. So but then you're adding an entirely new spec and you're adding something completely brand new, right? So
Yeah,
like
to
that's
add a new spec but not a new class. Like
yeah.
I feel like Druid's in a solid spot where like they have a melee, a ranged, a healer, a tank. And I'm not
But you
saying
got to realize too how hard that is to balance.
yeah, but I'm not saying like every single class needs
Yeah.
a melee, a healer, and a tank. Like a warrior's never gonna heal.
No.
That's not the point of them. Like, but like,
I
and they might
I'm
not ever have a
fully on
support.
board. I'm fully on board to have more support classes in. I love that play style. I've always loved playing support. Not necessarily healer. If you differentiate the two, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But it
I
like
really like I said.
something
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
something like Demon Hunter that just only has it's either OP tank or
Yeah.
decent damage kind of thing. Like it'd be cool to like throw in like some sort of like maybe
So,
another
but what do you do?
DPS.
What does another support spec look like? Is it another buffing class? Is it like
So
how it's kind of just copy pasting Og, right? With
in
different
a sense, like you'd have to look at the pros and cons of Og. Like the pro of Og would be you get high defensive, but you're losing damage.
right.
So then the counter would be like you gain damage, but you lose a lot of defensive.
It's like a glass cannon support. That'd be kind of cool.
Almost, right? Like so it's tipping the scales of like, hey, is it faster to just tank through it and let the healer
Blitzkrieg your way through it.
or
Yeah.
yeah, is it just quicker to knock the door down and clear it out kind of thing?
Yeah.
So it'd be hard to say, but I don't know. It'd be nice to see something like especially like with like Earthen coming out, like even to like open them up, like you were saying, like was it pre-release? Like there's like a thing of them like possibly being druids.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there was the follower dungeons had them as druids
And then yeah, and then the other thing was the Earthen were also shaman tanks
in the follower
in the
dungeons too.
follower
Yeah.
dungeon. So I don't know if that's just like a little tidbit of like
Yeah. I
thinking
know.
about
I've
something.
It's possible. Yeah. It could be that they're testing it, seeing how it would look, or is it just like a it's a follower dungeon.
Yeah, don't take
This
it too
this
seriously
guy
kind of
don't
thing.
take it too seriously. Yeah, it's like yeah. Um, what do you think about the War Within dungeons we're getting for Mythic Plus?
What is it?
We're
Rookery?
getting no, we're getting this season. We're getting Arakara, City of Echoes. That's the
That one's alright. That one's kind of annoying with all the when you gotta walk around everything.
yeah. Which one? That's the second boss. Is that beetle with like he puts the Eye of the Storm circle thing, right? That's the one.
Yeah, yeah, and then
Yeah,
just after that, you have to like traverse through all like the centuries.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna be the part where everybody fucks it up,
I'm
to put
I'm
it
excited
lightly.
to see how that works because like I'm not sure we're gonna be able to pull as big as we're used to, and I
I
think
don't
that's
think
gonna be a
so.
big learning curve for Mythic Plus.
I don't think so. But
Uh,
in the same time, like some of these like 3+ timers are like 18 minutes
yeah, they're quick.
on like a 30-35 minute key.
Yeah,
So I mean, maybe we still will be able to pull kind of decent once we're
and
geared.
maybe that's where that decision comes in of, hey, do we want to just fucking
Blast it.
bash our head through the door and not have Og,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it'll be hard to say.
We're also getting City of Threads. I think that's the other
The
Ashkahet
other one,
dungeon.
yeah,
Um,
one's all right.
Stone Vault and the Dawnbreaker, which dude, the Dawnbreaker is
Dawnbreaker
going
is
to
gonna be
be,
rough.
it's gonna be so rough.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah,
Cause that's the one that you're sky riding now. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
one's gonna be rough. You're gonna have one person who just doesn't know how to, or you're gonna have like somebody's gonna lag too far behind. Everybody's gonna land down on last boss, and you're gonna be missing a person for like
Yeah,
10, 20 seconds kind of
a
thing.
pug's not gonna know where to go.
Yeah, or they're not gonna
Um,
grab any of the orbs and then lose their flying.
interesting. I don't know how long we've been going here. But interesting tidbit I heard. I didn't get the survey, but I guess a survey went out to a bunch of players. I don't know the exact wording of the question, but essentially they were asking if you would be interested. So you know how solo shuffle works?
Yeah,
They were asking if you would be interested in basically Mythic Plus solo shuffle,
I'll be all
like a
right with that.
solo. I think that'd be all right.
I'll be all right
I
with
think
it.
that'd be pretty cool. I would like to see it.
It'd be nicer, especially like the people who like myself. I don't really care to play what's meta. I'm gonna play just what I want to play.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I played Demon
Dude, I
Hunter and
wish.
like I played Demon Hunter and like okay, it was meta at the time, but then it wasn't that meta. Like DPS
Yeah,
wasn't meta anymore, but I still enjoyed it. Or like I played
yeah,
Hunter and like now I'm playing Evoker. Like it's annoying because you get those people who make groups online and they're just like, no, I need the meta. And it's like,
yeah.
dude, like even if the meta's dog ass, like the person playing it is complete dog ass, you're better off taking the person who's just better at the game.
Honestly, dude, fuck anybody who plays the meta, right? For
Yeah,
real.
fuck that, right?
Fuck that guy.
So what do you play?
So I play Fodum. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'd be okay with like a solo shuffle, like a queuable Mythic Plus.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd
It,
like to see it.
as
It'd
long as
be
it
it.
as long as it still equates to your normal, like don't make it two different ranks.
I think they'd have to though,
Why though?
because I mean, look at how Arena works. You have different ratings for threes, twos, and solo. I think it would
Yeah,
have to be because you got
that
to look at
sucks
it
though.
like. But if you're making your own groups, they have to look at it as you're going under the assumption you're doing everything you can to get the best possible result, right?
Yeah,
Whereas if you're just solo shuffling, quote unquote, solo queuing, um, you get what you get, and
you
you got
get
to
what
make
you
do,
get. But to be
right?
fair, honestly, and that's what a lot of people like don't understand. You can literally do it with whatever you get what
The
you get kind of
only
thing.
the only keys that are not viable in that mindset are like it'll be 13s and higher,
That's what I mean though. Like,
and you can get
and at
unless
that
you're
point,
pushing
you're not
title.
queuing.
Yeah, even then, I think you could grab title on whatever you want.
Yeah.
You're not breaking any world first key records probably, but
No,
you're
you're not MDI
no, but you could
potential
get your
on
title.
solo queue, but you'll get the title, the mount, the
Yeah,
armor upgrade, like
or whatever it is. Yeah,
totally fine. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Maybe season two possibilities.
yeah, yeah. That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
You want to round it out here?
Yeah, I don't think we got much else. There's not much happening. We're not recording next week, so we're already taking a break. It's
It'll
just
be
so
a
hard to
it'll be a one
talk.
it'll be a
You know what I
1 week
mean?
break.
Yeah, like it's so hard to yap. So we need a break already. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but no, I think it's good. So we'll talk in a few weeks, and we'll actually have something to talk about. We'll have Mythic Plus, we'll have Raid. We
Yeah,
can talk
true.
about all that shit. So we'll have some things going on. But otherwise, it's been fun.
Yep. All right.
We'll talk soon. All right.
Peace.
See you later.